Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask, Heidi. It is Friday, the 19th day of May. It is NASCAR Day today. National Pizza Party Day today.
I like pizza.
I do too. We could have pizza party. National Bike to Work Day. National Devil's Food Cake Day.
Yum.
Oh, National May Ray Day. National Defense Transportation Day. And National Endangered Species Day today. So all of those things. And for a while, these were endangered species, but they're back. The Muppets.
I love the Muppets.
Heidi's been a fan of the Muppets for years. And then the
My
Muppets were
whole
like
life.
gone for about a decade.
I know, it was awful.
And I remember going to the theater during the Muppets movie, and she literally started crying when Kermit came on screen.
I
I'm
was
like,
crying.
You could be okay over there? You didn't even cry at your
like,
grandma's funeral, and you're crying at this? So, Muppets Mayhem is a new TV show, and we've got Tahj Mowry from Muppets Mayhem. He's like the biggest fan ever in the show, and I think probably in real life. We're going to chat with him all about that coming up.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study on dating app deal breakers says 1 in 5 women would outright reject a man who says he's a vegan on his dating profile. That's only 20%. I would have thought it would have been higher.
I would have thought
Alexander
it would have been higher, too.
is the person who did this. He's a behavioral cognitive neuroscience graduate. He did this now, in all fairness, with only 18,500 followers of him on Twitter. I don't know if that's the right size sample group. I don't know if
That's pretty good sample
It's a lot of
group.
numbers, but they're all his followers. So I don't know if
Right.
that's like but 8% of his followers, 8% of the men reject women with tattoos. 10% of women reject men who pose with a fish. Hat fishing is something they talk about. It's if women, 5% of women say that they would not date a guy that all of his photos have him wearing a hat because they assume he's bald.
And what difference does that make?
I don't know. 17% of women reject a man who's wearing no shirt in his photos. 45% of men reject single moms, but 25% of moms would reject a single dad. 53% of men reject women who feel the need to present a laundry list of things they don't want in a mate. There's a lot more if you want to read this. It's pretty interesting. I've got a whole list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know using a cell phone for just 30 minutes a week might increase the risk of high blood pressure? Well, that's my problem.
30 minutes a week. I mean, if you think about how much time that is just sitting sedentary, that's quite a bit of screen time.
Okay, people who spent that amount of time talking, even hands-free, saw their risk of hypertension rise by 12%. Those who spent 6 hours a week on a phone raised their risk by 25%.
Yikes.
I'm on the phone more than 6 hours a week. Researchers at Southern Medical University in China surmise that mobile phone use could be contributing to the growing number of cases in the deadly disease, hypertension. Rates have more than doubled in recent decades. Cell phones emit low levels of radio frequency energy, which has been linked to increases in blood pressure after short-term exposure.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
These things just aren't doing really any good when you think about it.
Well, but we get to post photos of what we're going to eat. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Even America Dad, Tom Hanks, says there are days that he's not a great guy. He put out a new book, and he's talking about this new book. It's a novel, actually, the making of another major motion picture masterpiece. In there, he said there have been some times on sets where he was not too proud of what he's done. SWAT fans had quite the roller coaster ride, but one that ended on a high note as CBS reversed their decision and they uncanceled the show that they canceled. So that's good news for fans. Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, quickly established its reign over Netflix English language TV charts for the week May 1 through 7, amassing 148.28 million viewing hours.
Whoa.
That's a lot of sitting around
That's
watching
a whole lot.
Netflix. And
I
Warner
wonder if
Brothers.
that increases your chances of hypertension.
It probably does. Yeah, that's from the surveys and studies and such. And Warner Brothers set a release date for Tim Burton's Beetlejuice 2. Sadly, saying Beetlejuice 3 times in a row won't speed it up. September 6th, 2024. We got to wait another year and a half for that. All right. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Scientists have discovered a frog with glowing bones.
Oh,
Yeah,
how would they know?
I don't know.
Does it glow through his skin?
Apparently, they found a skeleton of one. I don't really know. Starbucks has revealed 2 new chilled drinks to cool you down this summer. So that's interesting.
That's exciting.
And you may not know this, but just in case you ever have an unfortunate incident with an iPhone, a water eject function is available with any model running iOS 12 or newer. The water eject function is designed quickly to remove water from your iPhone's speaker and prevent it from causing long-term damage.
Really?
Yeah, so this is what it does. When activated, Siri will automatically play a tone designed to push water out of the speaker. The sound
You have to
vibrations.
pay for that, I bet.
I don't know. Well, we'll read the rest here. The sound vibrations created by the tone can help dislodge water molecules that may be trapped inside the speaker grill.
That's crazy.
To have it on standby, simply open the iPhone's web browser and download the water eject shortcut from the shortcuts gallery. So here's my question. If it's just a sound that's playing, couldn't that same sound be played on any phone?
You would think so.
But also,
unless they have special speakers, I don't know.
Also, if your phone has been dropped in the water and it's not working, wouldn't that not work as well?
I was going to say, how are you going to activate that tone?
I have questions.
I have questions
that
as
this
well.
little blurb that I read does not answer. But, maybe somebody out there knows. I don't know. I do not have an iPhone. I have, what is mine called? A brick? No, that's not what it is.
We've got Androids.
It's a tin can with a string attached. That's what I've
No,
got.
ours is really good.
No,
I
it
love
really
our
is.
phones.
And Heidi bought this particular phone model for us because she really liked the camera.
Yeah.
And our camera, they're really good.
really good.
Now, the
camera.
only thing I could do to make my photos look better is make me look better, but I don't. And I don't
And
use
we're working
filters.
on that right now.
And I don't use filters, so you have to deal with just me. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Tahj Mowry, and he is in a new program called Muppets Mayhem, and this is on Disney+. This is something that there's a lot of folks, Tahj, that grew up watching the Muppets and loving that band, and you get a chance now to perform with them and to be a part of this new program. That's got to be like a dream come true.
Oh man, it is just I tell you, every day on set was surreal. It never got old. It kept being fresh and new every single day because you get to act alongside these iconic characters that you grew up watching. So it was such a blessing and an honor, and it was honestly just like being a kid in a candy store, really.
And a lot of people grew up watching you. We watched you grow up because you've been in front of the camera for a long time. Between, let's see, we've got Me Time, which is a recent thing, but we go back to TJ Henderson and Smart Guy and Teddy and Full House. How old were you when you first got that very first big job that we all got to see you in?
Oh, man, I think I was about 5 years old, and it was a show called Out All Night on NBC, and that was the show that I did before I started on Full House. So, yeah, I think it was Out All Night. That was like my first big TV show, and then from Full House followed after that.
And again, your sisters, Tia and Tamara, we got to see them grow up as well. Is it kind of weird to be sitting at home and watching, like, every channel you turn to, hey, there's my family on all these different shows?
I guess it is kind of, not normal, I guess. But, I don't know. I guess it's always been kind of normal for me. And whenever we do have projects on at the same time, we like to kind of call it a Maury takeover. So we like when we see us all working and then being blessed and all that. So we love it.
I love that too. And the thing that's really neat, this new program, the Muppets Mayhem Disney Plus original series. Do you on this program? You're playing a character because your character is not you, but is your character kind of like you? Are you a big fan of the band as well?
Oh my gosh, I think this show kind of. It shows the Electric Mayhem band in a way that we've never seen them before. We haven't really gotten to know them in this way before. So I feel like I don't think anyone will be as much of a super fan of this band as they will be after they watch this show. But yeah, I learned so much about this band from being on the show because, they never really got the stage and the setup to really be the stars of their own thing like they are on this show. So, but who's not a fan of the Muppets anyway? You know what I mean?
Well, and the thing that's fun, like you said, they've been featured in a lot of the different movies and TV shows and things, but they've never really had their own thing. So the cool thing about this new Disney Plus original series, The Muppets Mayhem, this is a chance for the show to follow the Electric Mayhem, and they go on a wild road tour, and you're one of their biggest fans in the show, a diehard super fan. Are you, like, following them around on tour? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, so Moog is their number one super fan. He likes to call himself a Mayhead for life. So he follows them around from gig to gig, and he lives on wheels, basically. He lives out of his van. So he's very mobile, and he can move very quick. And anywhere the band needs him, he is there.
I love that. Now, you recently had a chance to be a part of a big hit show on Netflix, Me Time, and it was you and Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart and many others. And this was the number one show on Netflix for a while. That's got to be kind of cool, too, to click through on Netflix and see, oh, hey, look, we're trending. We're number one. That was definitely one of the coolest things of my career, I'd say. It was the first Netflix original thing that I had ever done. So to see, a movie like that with these huge stars, which I'm so grateful that I got the opportunity to work alongside those geniuses. But to see a movie that you're in be number one for, a while was really cool. I can't even front. It was very, very cool. Well, get ready for it to happen again with the Muppets Mayhem. And talking about big stars, Paula Abdul, Morgan Freeman, Steve Aoki, Tommy Lee. I'm looking at some of the folks that are making cameos in this. It's going to be wonderful. And it just came out on the 10th of May, so it's available now on Disney+. Tahj, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Yes, all episodes are streaming now. And I'm going to throw a link to make it easy to find, and the trailer is amazing. It's all in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you go blind in one eye, you only lose about 1/5 of your vision. So you don't lose half of your vision, about 1/5 of it.
That's interesting.
Very interesting. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Napoleon Bonaparte was afraid of cats. Yeah, like Sal from
I think I
Impractical
knew
Jokers.
that. I think I knew that.
Yeah, he's
actually.
afraid of cats. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average baby spends 27.5 months in diapers. So that's over 2 years. Does that sound right?
That's
27.
about right. Yeah.
Oh.
2 years about potty training age.
Another fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The harmonica is the world's best-selling musical instrument.
Okay.
I would have never guessed that.
Well, probably because it's cheap.
It's pretty, yeah, and they're affordable and probably easier to play. Maybe not great. Our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You can tell a pig is sick when it stops curling its tail. Oh, that's pretty cool. 5 fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Now, your Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 62% of women admit they have made their man do this before leaving the house. What is it? You've made me do this.
Change their shoes.
Oh, my goodness. How did you know that?
Because I make you do that all the time.
Yeah. 62% of women admit. They tell them, you seriously going to wear those?
You
No.
cannot walk out of the house in those Crocs. I'm sorry. That's not
I have
happening.
Crocs that I wear around the house, and she hates it when I wear. I wore them to the store one time. She's like, "Don't walk near me, please.
Please don't tell anybody
Just
you
go
know me.
Stand over in the corner. Just wait in the car. Just go wait. Don't do this."
Wait in the car.
Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Have you ever received a text containing an upside down smiley face and wondered, what is that supposed to mean? Have you ever gotten that?
I have.
There's a strange one, but a woman's tipping hand emoji is among the most confounding for other people. According to a study, they also put money with wings and nail polish icons on the top of the list. The survey by Preply, a language learning app, asked people what they believed the emoji of a woman tipping her hand meant. 35% checked the box saying, feeling sassy. 31% took it to mean, I have a suggestion. 20% said, feeling sarcastic. The official Emojipedia website, revealed it is commonly used to express sassiness or sarcasm. Oh, that upside down smiley face also means sarcastic or passive aggressive or irony or goofiness or flirting.
Or whatever you want it to mean.
It just means too many things. Weird news. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Most popular baby names of last year. We'll start with the girls. Luna, Evelyn, Mia, Ava, Isabel, Sophia. Number 4, Amelia. 3, Charlotte. 2, Emma. And for the 4th straight year, the number 1 name of 2022 for a girl, Olivia. All right, so let's talk about the boys. Number 10, Theodore. 9, Benjamin. 8, Lucas. 7, Henry. 6, William. 5, Elijah. 4, James. 3, Oliver. 2, Noah. And the 6th straight year in a row at number 1, the number 1 name for boys, Liam. So that's the top 10 names for boys and for girls for 2022.
I'm loving that some of these, like Henry and Olivia, like some of those names that are coming back. It's amazing. 2
names that hit the list for the first, they didn't make the top 10, but they did really well, were Dutton and Case, and that's from the Paramount-inspired Yellowstone.
Yep.
So, all right, I've got that
Do you
entire
remember how
list.
many Amy's there were when you were in school?
Everybody. It was Amy H, Amy G, Amy Q.
And John's.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of those.
There were so many of them.
It was like, John, half the class. Yeah.
There were no Heidi's. That was,
right.
and that's another name that's not coming back, oddly enough.
I don't know why. You're representing it well. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from George Burns.
I love George
I know. Every time I mention him, you say that. And I also love George Burns. I love this quote, too. If you live to be 100, you've got it made. Very few people die past that age.
He's not wrong. That is true.
I love that. What a great quote. A friend of ours, Charlie Schlatter, was in the movie 18 Again with George Burns, and we got to hear so many amazing George Burns stories.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And if you loved George Burns, you'd love to hear Charlie talk about him because all the stories are great stories.
And
Wonderful
if you
ones.
haven't seen it, you would love
It's a good movie.
the movie 18
It's
Again.
such a great movie, 18
Yeah.
Again. Quote, and we got to watch it with him, which I thought, again, was just one of my favorite things
pretty
ever.
surreal. Yeah, it was
Quote of
pretty
the
good.
day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I love stories like this. And they always start out kind of sad, but then there's this happy ending. So like this. In 2005, this young man was told, you have 1 year to live.
Yikes.
Well, 18 years later, he's still alive. How cool is that?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Who was told he had 1 year to live after being diagnosed with cancer when he was just 12 years old.
Oh my gosh.
He just celebrated his 30th birthday.
That's awesome.
The man, who is choosing to remain anonymous, shared his remarkable story on a Reddit forum. The doctors at the time were so sure of their diagnosis that he was going to die, they suggested his family reach out to Make-A-Wish Foundation. The nonprofit organization granted his last wish, which was a trip to Hawaii. He went on to explain more about his diagnosis. He says, at the time, in 2005, doctors knew very little about the specific type of tumor I had. I was told when I was diagnosed that only 3 other people globally have ever been diagnosed with this poloxamoid astrocoloma. I probably said all of that wrong.
Right.
All of them lived about a year or 2 after diagnosis. Doctors had no idea why my surgery and treatment was so successful. I only did radiation therapy, never had to do chemo because the radiation worked. The hospital then sent my tumor off to be studied, and they continued giving me regular MRI scans every year. I just did a follow-up. I finished my MRI checkup recently. Following the treatment for his brain tumor, he was left with short-term memory loss. He says, all of my long-term memory is fine. I can tell you anything about my past, but I might not remember your name after meeting you. Oh, I have that. all the
I have
time.
that too. That's my problem.
And he said I probably wouldn't remember what I had for breakfast or why I even called you. So anyway, he's got a little notebook. He writes things down, so he has help with that.
That's
but
super awesome.
again, back to the good news. He was told at age 12 in
Yeah,
2005
that's awesome.
that, sorry, you're probably not going to live to be an adult. You know, you got about a year left. Now he's 30. How cool is that?
It just goes to show you it's not on anyone's timeline at all other than God's. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't get to decide. Doctors don't even know.
No.
It's
I've got a link to the story if you want to read about it. It's all
Beautiful.
in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Friday. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.